Now you select the user.
Okay.
For example, here student 3.
Which number am I? Student?
That's 3.
Yeah. Perfect.
And the password is 2.
Okay.
S is high level.
He's already next stage.
Now you have, for example, create a new project.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. My battery's gonna die if I. Okay, so after I create the new project,
You go to. I will go
okay,
through the.
I will wait.
Just these 3 we need. Eco-inventory, system,
Yeah. So now, this is just description of goal scope. This is what you put in your document. You can, if you want to share only the Simapro file, there is an option here to have some descriptions. The important step is to select the libraries that you will use.
Okay.
These are the lifecycle databases. They are different. The EcoInvent3, the most complete one, it's paid, it's not free. For example, ELCD is another database that it's free, developed from Joint Research Center. So you select all and select only EcoInvent allocation default system and unit, and the methods. The methods are the methodology of transferring the elementary flows into impact categories and indicators, the classification, characterization, weighting, and whatever. So these are different types of methods available. So you select these 3 and click to load them somewhere. When you go to processes, this is what we will use. There is a tree structure here. You have all the materials, for example, agricultural, animal feed, animal production, food, market. And when you go here, actually you can find the production of coal meal. And here there are 2 types of process, of definitions, system and unit. If you go to unit, you have a description of the process, some assumptions, comments, how, when it is developed, whatever. It's good to go through them. Then go to inputs and outputs. So here are the outputs. The outputs is outputs to thickness-sphere, how I see it. Is the cow milk, or the production of 1 kilogram of cow milk. Here is the comments, how it is derived. And here are the known inputs from nature. There are no inputs from nature in this process, in the final production of milk. Or it is the milk, cow milk to the market, or transferring to the dairy.
Wouldn't you consider here water that the cows drink as inputs from nature?
See what's happening now. You have other known inputs from technosphere. There are lots. So you have transports. So this is a market. This is on the end. So it considers also the transportation of the raw milk. So you have different types of transport using in the final stage of the cow milk production. And you have other processes like cow milk production from cow. These are the different
Systems used
systems
to
which are again inputs from technosphere. So you can track them. You can go to this process, open it, inputs and outputs, and then you have other non-inputs from technosphere. So you have maize, operation, housing system, It also even consider the construction cost during the lifetime of production of cows. So it's very advanced. You see how many inputs from Technosphere you have here. And you can track all of them again upstream. For example, alpha grass. You go to this process, open it, and you have other inputs and outputs from Technosphere. Go to this one.
It's never ending.
It's never ending.
Okay.
We have the land occupation, carbon, and still we don't have. Here. So these are some inputs from nature, direct inputs. So we have here carbon dioxide in air, energy growth, it's elementary flow, which has directly, for example, for land. They are classified in different types of inputs and outputs from directly from nature. These are the foreground impacts from this process. So this is the unit. Use this to orientate where you are. If we go back to SCA Explorer, and I'll go again to milk production, cow milk, and I'll open this time the system. So if you open the system and go again to input and output, you will see all this process as a black box. You saw all these processes upstream, now you don't see them, but you see all the elementary flows connected. These are all the elementary flows that I showed you that in each stage have appeared as a direct foreground impact to nature. And this is what you will use. For example, if you have, I will show you again the example with electricity because it's easy. For example, you use amount of electricity in your process. You go to energy, electricity country mix, low voltage market, and search the Great Britain electricity mix. Here. I will open the system because it's faster. You have as a black box the production of electricity. You open it. You have in input-output all the elementary flows connected with electricity production in Britain. See how many there are. That's why you will need a method to classify all these elementary flows into impact categories. So you go to Analyze and select the method how you will transfer these elementary flows for this further step of impact assessment. The most commonly used method is recipe midpoint. You select it and you have the process here. The product is electricity and you select the units, something which is more meaningful for you, for example kilowatt hours. And click calculate. So now it's transferring all the elementary flows into the categories and giving them characterization factors. And if you go to the table view, you'll have all the impact categories and the actual impact of producing 1 kilowatt hour of energy. So for example, for producing 1 kilowatt hour of energy, you produce 0.64 kilograms CO2 equivalents. And you have all for these impact categories. So you pick all these data and transfer it to Excel for all inputs from Technosphere, and that's why you will have the complete life cycle assessment in your study.
Okay.
This is how you will use the Simapro. There are more advanced ways. If you can also have the supply chain introduced here, but for educational purposes it's better to have it in Excel to develop your system in order to have a visual And as I said, if you have a process that has simultaneously in parallel direct impact from nature and input from technosphere, you will consider it in Excel.
Perfect. The end? The end, okay.